What's up, you guys? We are back with, I think, episode 19, the last of our Halloween specials, at least until next year, hopefully. Today, we're going to be talking about Trick or Treat. Came out in 2007, directed by, I think, Michael Dougherty. He directed Krampus. That's all I know him for. So, yeah, really, really big on the holiday horror movies. But before we talk about this movie, hi, I'm Sebastian.
I'm JP.
And yeah, we're stayed till the credits. So yeah, let's get into it.
Before we get into it, I gotta mention we're recording this on Sebastian's birthday. So please, everyone who's listening, wish Sebastian a happy birthday. He's turning 22 years old, and and I'm grateful that we're doing this podcast together.
Yeah. And thank you if you wish me birthday messages. If you didn't, it's okay too. But happy early birthday to JP, because fun fact, his birthday is the day after mine. So really, we're doing this on our birthday weekend. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
We're doing this for you guys.
Yeah. So anyways, let's talk about this movie. I like this movie a lot.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I had never seen it.
Yeah, I know back in the day it used to be like really underrated. Like I saw it because one of my uncles just had it in his like movie collection, and I was like, "Yo, this is sick." But besides that, no one really talked about it back then. Like everyone was like, I would look it up, and only like a handful of people would talk about it. And I'm happy that it's getting more and more exposure now because I think it's just a really good movie to watch around this time of year. Like, I think it's a perfect like Halloween movie. Just the spirit of Halloween. I think even more so than actual Halloween by John Carpenter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, I had never seen it, and I also had never heard of it. But I mean, if you guys remember from past episode, I don't really watch horror movies. Even though my birthday's on Halloween, like no, I don't know. I was never into them, but now I'm more open to them, and definitely this is one movie that everyone should check out. I really enjoyed this
Yeah.
movie.
I know I say this a lot. I say a movie's fun, or like you should check this out with friends. But like if you're having a Halloween party, you want to throw something on the screen, this is a good option. This is a really good option. Like everyone's dressed up. There's spooky stuff happening everywhere. It's not just like one story, it's like multiple stories that are intertwined and connected. It's like an anthology, but is it an anthology?
I mean, I wouldn't consider it an anthology, but the whole idea of like multiple stories interwoven,
Yeah, it's because I'm pretty sure Wikipedia says it's an anthology, but like it doesn't feel like an anthology. Like it doesn't feel like VHS or Creep Show or uh, what's the other one? Tales from the Crypt or Tales from the Dark Side, whatever. It doesn't feel like that. It's more interconnected, interwoven, but I think it's done really well. Like
Yeah, I
it,
mean, I did get confused at some points, but like at the end,
yeah,
it's pretty clear.
yeah, because it's like really not linear. Um, Especially because like the opening scene, you see this what happens in the opening scene, and then it turns out, oh, that's actually technically chronologically the last, like one of the last things that happens in the actual movie or on like Halloween night.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's like I wouldn't say it's all over the place because it's like concise for the most part, but it is kind of like you know
No, I
everywhere.
mean, it is everywhere, but at the same time, it works.
Yeah, it's like
And it's also the fact that it's really short, so it doesn't
yeah,
feel like it's dragging on at any point. It's the whole movie is what, an hour 20 something minutes.
yeah, it's really
It's
short.
it's not long at all. So the fact that it's really well told and it's short, it makes it all go quick. So
Yeah,
it flows really well.
I rewatched this with my girlfriend Wednesday night, and we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a big night watching Trick or Treat again because we both love that movie. I introduced it to her, and we just make it a habit of watching it pretty much every Halloween. But yeah, it was just really short. Like I feel like we just got into bed and like got our snacks, and then all of a sudden like it was just gone. It was just over. The movie was over. That's how I felt like, or at least like I feel like I blinked and then it was like the last scene, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. I didn't remember it being that short, but it like if it's fast, but it doesn't feel like, not in a bad way. Like it doesn't feel rushed. It just
Mhm.
feels like it did what it set out to do, which is tell creepy stories on Halloween about
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't feel fast. Like it feels like a normal paced movie because sometimes a movie will be short, but it also like feels really like the pace feels really fast.
Yeah.
But no, like it felt like normal. It didn't feel slow. It had like the perfect flow, I think, for the amount of time it had and like all the stories it had to tell. It did perfectly in
Yeah.
that. Now, I always gotta mention this though, that the Trick or Treat right now is rated at an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. And oh wow, it actually came out in December, not in Halloween time. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Hmm.
And this movie has not that many big names, but some people might recognize these actors like Anna Paquin or Paquin. I don't know how to
Pac
pronounce
Pac
her name.
Paquin.
Paquin. Yeah, I
Anna
don't know how to
Paquin.
pronounce her name. She played Rogue in X-Men, if you guys remember the X-Men
Yeah.
movies. I did not recognize her at first. I completely forgot about Rogue because honestly, I'm not a big fan of Rogue. I know Rogue is a powerful character in the comics, but I'm not a big fan of her in the movies.
No, honestly she kind of sucks in the movies compared to the comics.
Yeah.
I remember her being all like mopey and lovey dovey with Iceman.
Yeah, no. I was not a fan of Rogue in the X-Men movies.
I don't
And
think I'm a big fan of the X-Men movies in general. Besides like Days of Future Past and Logan.
actually, Michael
And
Dougherty was actually involved in X-Men, but I don't know which ones. I know he's in some of them. He's a writer on some of the X-Men films,
oh, I didn't
in the
know that.
earlier ones. Yeah, it says right here. I'm looking at his IMDb, and obviously it says he wrote and directed this one, Trick or Treat, and he also wrote and directed Krampus and Superman Returns, and then he wrote for X-Men 2, but he didn't direct that one.
Yeah,
So
I think he I don't think he directed Superman.
it says yeah, no, it says he was the director of Superman Returns.
Really? I thought that was the guy that made X-Men.
I don't know. Well, this is what IMDb says.
Man, because then
It says that Bryan Singer wrote the story and
no,
Michael Dougherty wrote.
Bryan Singer directed Superman Returns.
What is going on? Oh, okay.
He's
IMDb, what is going on?
yeah, IMDb. You just got fact checked.
Fact check right there. Yeah, because it says he's a writer and director known for Trick or Treat, Krampus, and Superman Returns.
Oh,
Those three.
but I think no, that's just the sentence that's
I guess.
like it's like he's a writer and director known for his work. Doesn't necessarily mean that he wrote and directed all those movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. But I mean, apart from Anna, there's also Dylan Baker, who was Dr. Connors in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movies.
We can't escape Spider-Man, guys.
Yeah, we cannot. I'm actually wearing Spider-Man shirt right now in the spirit of Halloween. And also, I have my, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see I have my Spider-Man suit that I wore last night for a Halloween party. And I was actually Peter B. Parker, not just normal Spider-Man. But yeah, it was fun. But yes,
Did you wear sweatpants?
yes, I did. But I don't know, I threw them in the dirty clothes.
Cool.
Yes, I had that, and I had two different shoes, and I actually had a jacket. I have a picture. I'll show you later. But yes, I committed to the role, and then obviously my girlfriend, she painted her hair red, and earlier, like a couple weeks ago, So she was my Mary Jane.
Cool.
And like you said, we can't escape Spider-Man. And I mean, I didn't know he was in this movie, but I mean, it was fun to notice him.
I always forget because like I don't see him in anything else that much,
Yeah, I couldn't
so
think of anything else that I've seen him in apart from Spider-Man.
and so then I'm like, oh, that's the freaking lizard, or I'm like, oh, that dude was in Trick or Treat. But he's good. I mean, he plays a really good like bad guy
Yeah, I
because
I, I noticed that.
spoiler alert, he's a serial killer in this movie.
Yeah, that's a big spoiler. No, I'm
I
kidding.
mean, it's like the first
It's in the
chapter.
beginning.
It's like the first
Yes.
chapter of the anthology, basically. But it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. It's you get like this weird like creepy vibe from him, and then like he feeds a punk ass kid some chocolate. If you guys know, I think he's the little kid that came out in Bad Santa and then Unaccompanied Minors, the chubby kid with the blonde curly hair.
He looked like the kid from Sandlot. Well, that's what I thought.
It's not. I don't think that's
No,
him.
it's not him. I know it's not him,
Oh, okay.
but like he looked like it.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
was
So
like, is
just
that the
imagine the
kid?
kid from the Sandlot, um, and
The
the
one,
lizard
the
sharing some
yeah,
candy,
it's
but
the
the
one that says you're
candy,
killing me, Smalls.
but the candy is poison, and it's just
Yeah.
nasty.
And the other big name from apart from Dylan Baker is Brian Cox.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
And he is known for some movies like Born Identity, The Born Supremacy. He comes out in the Born movies. He came in Braveheart. He also came out in X-Men, in X-Men 2. Um, so that's two actors that came out in X-Men that also came out in this one. And some other movies, but also Brian Cox recently has been in the news on Twitter, not like mainstream news, but like he was on news on Twitter because he was kind of like I'll just say he was like talking shit about Quentin Tarantino and also talking shit about Johnny Depp because I'm just gonna read off what it says that he says that I find Quentin Tarantino's work meretricious. I don't know. I can't pronounce that word.
I don't even know what that word is.
Yes, but
Meretricious?
I'm not exactly sure what it means, but I know that
Dude,
he
I've
was
never
not
heard of that.
he has never I mean he walked out of Pulp Fiction. He was never a fan of it. And then he also said that
Oh.
Johnny Depp is overrated.
So I looked up what the word meretricious means. It means apparently attractive, but having in reality no value or integrity. So basically, he's saying style over substance. That it's all pretty colors, no real anything else.
I mean, that makes sense. Like when he the way he says it.
Yeah.
But but yeah, no. I mean, I don't agree with him on that. Pulp Fiction is it's kind of memed upon because people say like when like in a cinema class or a films class,
Yeah.
they always say like what's your favorite movie and someone says Pulp Fiction. That's
That's
kind of memed
it's a
upon.
it's a red flag, bro.
Yeah, it's a red flag. And I mean, yeah, like it's a great movie, but I don't think it's in my favorite movies of all time.
I like it. I recently added it to my Blu-ray collection just because I saw it for like $5 at Walmart, and I was like, might as well. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I like
I
Quentin
mean,
Tarantino, but I wouldn't say he's my favorite director.
yeah, no, I don't think he's my favorite director
I
either.
like I like
Not
his
even top three.
movies. I like Kill Bill. That one's really cool. But
Yeah, Kill Bill is really cool. I prefer Kill Bill over Pulp Fiction, honestly.
yeah, but I mean, I when what Brian Cox is saying, I guess it could be kind of true because at least when I see Kill Bill, I'm like I'm watching it for the colors. I'm watching it for like the style of the action in the movie.
Yeah, but I mean, I just think the
So
story in Kill Bill is better.
yeah, I mean the story in Kill Bill is cool. It's
Yeah,
not
I
like in
mean,
Pulp Fiction where it's just like characters talking and then like
now that I think about it, this movie is kind of like Pulp Fiction in the fact that it's not in order.
It's
Remember?
not linear. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So pick a lane, Brian Cox. What?
yeah, and then he also said that Johnny Depp is overrated. Now, what's your opinion on that?
I mean, I used to think Johnny Depp was overrated just because he was in everything and people wanted him to be in everything. Like I remember before Doctor Strange released, people were like Johnny Depp is Doctor Strange, and there was so much like fan art of Johnny Depp as Doctor Strange and other stuff. And I don't know. I mean, I wish him the best now just because of all the Amber Heard stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I've grown on the guy. I've grown on the guy.
I mean, if you haven't heard of all the Amber Heard's, which is his ex-wife, if you haven't heard of all that, just look it up. It's intense stuff. They're going through some things in court and everything. But I mean, yeah, like I said, just look it up if you want to catch up on the
Yeah.
story. But I mean,
I was so sad when I heard that because I used to think she was so hot, and then
it just
I
says like
found out about all that stuff.
it just says that. I mean, you sometimes you'll see an actor and you'll think, oh, they're having a perfect life, but not really, not at all, not in this case at least. And I mean, Johnny Depp has gotten a lot of support recently, with all the court cases and everything, and like everyone is pretty much on his side. And I don't see anyone on Amber Heard's side.
People, I
Um,
mean, it it was the other way around. Like people were on Amber Heard's side. I mean, that's why Johnny Depp got fired from
yeah, at first
the like the Harry Potter movies.
it was at first.
Yeah, at first, and then once the truth actually came out that Amber Heard was just freaking crazy,
Yeah,
everyone's like Amber Heard is the bad guy.
yeah, no,
Is she coming out in Aquaman
after,
too?
yeah, she is.
Like she's still
Uh, I
confirmed to come
think
out?
not the director or maybe the director, I'm not sure, but some people that were working on the movie, they said that like obviously they're not blind. They saw Twitter, they've seen all the
Mhm.
news, but they just thought that firing Amber Heard was not the best thing for the movie, so they just kept her. And I mean, I whatever, I guess, but
Yeah,
I mean, with all the things that happened, I just don't agree with it. But whatever. I mean, Aquaman is. I still hope it's a good movie, at least.
yeah. The suit looks a little weird. I
Yeah,
don't know if you saw the new suit, but I
it's
like the
like
orange
black,
one.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's like black and blue and purple. It's supposed to be like a reference to like some 80s comics, but the 80s comics are way more like it's like mostly purple with like blue and white stripes. I don't know.
I like Jason Momoa
Yeah,
as
Jason Momoa is
Aquaman.
cool. I don't know if you've seen, but there's a new crab restaurant that opened, a new seafood restaurant that opened by the mall.
Where?
By the mall.
By the mall.
It's
I
called
don't remember.
it's called the Surfing Crab or something like that. But on the outside, they have a big life-size statue. Jason Momoa is Aquaman.
Oh wow, I did not know that. I need to
Yeah,
look that up.
I saw that yesterday. And
Oh wow, I need to look that up because I need to take a picture with him.
yeah, I think it's either like on the outside of the building or like on the outside dining area. So like you have to go into the restaurant to go outside to eat. But it's there. I saw it yesterday, and I was like, "It was Aquaman." And my girlfriend was like, "No, that wasn't him. That wasn't Aquaman." She was trying to gaslight me, but like girl bossed her or whatever the saying is.
All right, Sebastian. No, I know you said a little bit about the story, but just go into a little bit more detail about it. About the trick or treat.
Okay, so there's basically like four stories, three maybe, because they're all kind of intertwined. So there's a story about a murderer, Dylan Baker. He's going around. He's killing little kids. He's making jack-o'-lanterns out of their faces. He's sucking the blood out of out of teenage girls. Yeah, and he ends up going to a party with Anna Paquin. But that's another story. So Anna Paquin has her own story. She and her sisters. Um, it makes it seem like it's gonna be Anna Paquin's first time, sex wise. You think, oh, Anna Paquin's a virgin, But as it turns out, they're werewolves, and this is her first kill, and it happens to be Dylan Baker. He was pretending to be a vampire. Um, and then you have another story about a group of kids. They're they go into this quarry, this lake, whatever. They're gonna offer some jack-o'-lanterns to where a, a, a bus drove over the cliff, right? And so they're gonna offer the jack-o'-lanterns as like to please their spirits or some bullshit like that. But something goes wrong. Somebody puts out the jack-o'-lanterns, and the zombie kids all come back to life and start eating the fuck out the other kids. You don't see it, you only hear it. And the last part is the bus driver. He's all old, and he's getting visited by the spirit of Halloween, Sam. He's a little kid on the cover. You see him in all the stories, and I mean that's pretty much
he's like the Watcher, basically.
Yeah, he represents the spirit of Halloween. So his name is Sam because it's short for Samain or whatever, however you pronounce that crap. But yeah, I love his design because he's just like a cute little trick or treater with like a burlap sack, and then you take off his crap, like his sack, and then it's just like a weird pumpkin head demon monster thing. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
It kind of creeped me out at first, but I was like, the design is really cool.
Yeah, I prefer him with the sack on just because I think he looks like super cute. Like me and my girlfriend love Sam. Like if we could, I would adopt him. You know what I mean?
My girlfriend was actually like, why is he kind of cute though? Yeah. Like he killed the first lady in the beginning, and she still was like, why is he still cute? Kind of cute.
I would let him murder like everybody. And I would give him a lollipop at the end of the day. I'd be like, here you go.
Now, there's this character, played Rhonda, but the kids give her a mean name. I'm not gonna repeat what the name, but
I didn't remember what the name was.
It just says it's like Rhonda, the R word, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she's the one that explained like the kind of like the spirit of Halloween and everything. But I'll read it off what this website has. It says the name of the character Sam is derived from Samhain or Samain, I don't know how to pronounce it, which is the ancient Celtic festival of the dead from which modern day Halloween is derived. And basically it says, so despite being portrayed as such in this film and several other works, Samhain is not a deity or other personage of ancient Celtic polytheism. It is the name of the celebration only. However, the idea of being either a deity or other personage dates back to at least the 1st century, largely thanks to an Irish bishop named Cormac MacCuillein, I can't pronounce that, in his book, which had identified Samhain as such. So basically, it explains like the whole spirit of Halloween came from the Celtic culture.
From so they talked about that in Halloween as well. They mentioned Samhain. Dr. Sam Loomis talks about Samain. I don't know. I know he pronounces it wrong, but I never knew how to pronounce it myself. But yeah, Sam is supposed to be a representation of that, the spirit of Halloween. So if, normally there's a tradition, you're supposed to keep the jack-o'-lanterns lit. And if you turn it off or whatever, Sam's going to kill you if you...
Yeah, he's basically just watches if you follow the rules of Halloween.
Yeah, if you don't check your candy, you're either going to die or like Sam's going to do something to you, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like the rules of Halloween is like you always have to be dressed up, and like you have to keep the jack-o'-lantern lit and until after midnight, right? Or something. I don't know until
or like when. The whole night. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. Like until when it's lit.
I don't know what time it was when the lady did it.
Well, they don't really say it. They don't say the time.
I don't remember her saying the time, but like she puts it out, and then her boyfriend falls asleep watching a porn video, and then she ends up she ends up
I
getting
li-
yoinked, ganked, whatever.
I li- I like how it was basically they were going to, I mean, they were taking down all the Halloween decorations because they were finally, gonna call it a night. And then she like bends down and she's this is not me. My girlfriend said this, but she's like, she literally has no ass. And the guy was all turned on, like, damn, damn girl. She has no ass. And like basically he got all sad because the woman was like, no, you're not getting any tonight.
Okay, so fun fact about that actress, she's in the MCU. She's in the Iron Man movies. She's like the reporter that's sleeping with Tony. I don't know if you
Oh
remember that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
but
remember that.
but that's her. Yeah.
I didn't not remember that at first, but now that you mentioned it, yes, of course, now I remember it. That's funny. I mean, she didn't have a big role in that, but over here I mean, what was that, like 5 minutes of screen time in this one? So
Yeah, and then like a little bit more at the end, and like towards the middle when they're like in the parade, and like
oh
the
yeah, yeah,
the bloody girl is like, help me, like she just kind of like shrugs her off because she thinks
yeah.
she's like drunk at the
That was
place.
the point where I was like, what?
Oh
Because
yeah,
like,
yeah, because she was dead in the beginning, but then you see her in the middle of the movie, and then
yeah,
at the
because at this point, like they hadn't like gone like back and forth with the
yeah,
stories. That's
it's
when they finally realized like, oh, okay, so it's not linear.
yeah, and it's so cool at the end because it's just Sam looking at everybody on the street, and so you see Rhonda, you see Brian Cox. He's like Mr. What's his name? Krieg, something like that.
Cool.
Yeah, his name.
Dylan Baker?
Yeah, Brian Cox, Mr. Krieg. So yeah, Sam sees Mr.
Oh,
Krieg. Sam sees Dylan Baker's little kid handing out candy. He's dressed like him, like he has a bloody shirt, like Dylan Baker has at the beginning of the movie. And so you
mm,
see, it's cool to see Sam like looking at all the characters that we followed tonight, and then deciding, oh, I'm gonna kill Leslie Bibb's character because she's not keeping the Jack Lemmon lit. Like that's just cool to see, I think.
yeah, it was really cool to see. Now let's talk about, well, first I want to mention this little shout out to a TikTok comment that we got in one of our videos. Sebastian did a video saying talking about who is your favorite horror movie villains, and some guy or some girl, I'm not sure, him or her, he or she
Just
commented.
just
Their
say
name was, yeah,
just say they and them
yeah,
just to make it easier.
yeah. Their name was Gumball underscore Watterson 120. Little shout out if you're listening.
Also,
They
nice username. You're a fan of that cartoon. I love that cartoon. So.
Yeah, so they said I like Sam from Trick or Treat, and I don't. I said, oh, we're gonna talk about Trick or Treat soon on our podcast, and they were excited. They said, oh, yay! So Gumball Watterson, it's just a little shout out here. If you want to listen to this podcast, I mean, now you get what you wanted, the Sam from Trick or Treat.
Yeah, or just watch for the shout out and then just bounce.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna reply to that comment with like this clip or something like
uh,
that.
you know what was weird, dude? The guy that because I saw the comment, there was one guy that was like, my favorite is Jigsaw because I want to be just like him.
Oh yeah, and then I think I responded. I was like, "What?"
And like I know it's a joke, but like if just in case it isn't a joke, get some help. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, a lot of people were a fan of that video. We got a bunch of comments saying like
yeah.
who their favorite horror movie villain was.
What
A lot
one
of people,
one
what?
person put The Godfather, which I know I included the shark from Jaws in the video, but I don't think The Godfather counts.
I mean, no, I wouldn't count it. I mean, someone said Bruce Gang. Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense. And then this is said this isn't accurate because nobody told me my favorite should be Michael Myers. That guy was offended.
Dude, it was just the audio that I thought best best described the characters. It's just that I think Michael Myers is a little bit overhyped sometimes,
Yeah, I mean, if you saw a
especially
Halloween episode, we weren't. I
look,
wasn't a big fan of it.
look, Halloween Kills, he's awesome in that one. But if we're talking like Halloween 4, 5, and 6, Halloween H2O, Halloween Resurrection, he's ass in those. Okay? So just pick your timeline, Michael Myers, and stick to it. That's why I'm saying he's a little bit overrated when it comes to like the whole franchise. If it's just Halloween Kills, then you are absolutely valid because he's a monster in that one.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't seen it, but I know he has a really high kill count.
Dude, he's scary in that one. I've never been I've never been scared of Michael Myers. I'm always like, that fucking guy's a pussy. Like 67 years old, just trip him, break his knees, whatever. But in Halloween Kills, I'm like, yo, holy crap, like he's a monster.
No, no,
Like
you're gonna.
he's like Jason, man. He's like he just
Yeah,
doesn't
but
fucking
Jason's basically a zombie.
yeah, but like Michael Myers, okay, spoilers for Halloween Kills. Michael Myers gets fucked up at the end of the movie, and then he's just like, I'm good. Like he just gets up like nothing and just fucking
He's just built different.
I guess freaking baldy motherfucker. I guess wait, Jason is also bald. JP, maybe that's the key.
What?
We have to be bald in order to be immortal movie serial killers. Because look,
Dude,
Sam,
you went bald in the summer.
Sam is bald. Jason's bald. Michael's bald. Freddy's bald. Pennywise is getting there. He's almost bald.
He's getting there. His hairline.
They got that big ass dome.
Dude, Megamind.
Megamind. He's bald. Shrek is bald too.
It's true.
Who else is bald? Bruce Willis is bald. Pulp Fiction coming in back for a circle.
Sam Jackson, dude.
Sam Jackson had hair in Pulp Fiction. He's bald now.
Dude, he's like 70 years old and he doesn't look at 70 at all.
No, he looks good. Like,
that's why he is immortal.
yeah, it's being bald. That's the trick.
Yeah, that's dude. You went bald in the summer.
In the summer, but oh, you know what? And that was the strongest I've ever been. Now that I have hair,
I need to experience that. I haven't gone bald yet.
Now that I have hair again, it's over.
Your powers, they're gone.
Yep. With each little strand of hair.
Okay. Now,
what are we talking about?
First, I was talking about Sam. Now, I wanted to say that I know I mentioned the design of Sam is really cool, but also I really appreciate that like it's all practical, like the whole thing that he does, and not even that, it's also practical, like the suits for the werewolves.
Yeah,
which I thought was really cool, but it was something that I had not seen before because the girls that like the one that was what's her name, Anna, and like the actress's name Anna, the one that plays, I think her name is Danielle. I'm not totally 100% certain that her and her friends, they all turned into werewolves, and it was a really cool detail because she's dressed up as Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah,
and then obviously Little Red Riding Hood turns into a werewolf. Which
so
I did not
instead of the
it.
grandma being the wolf, Little Red Riding Hood was the wolf this time.
Yeah, I mean, it was a cool detail. I
Yeah,
didn't expect it.
You know what I freaking love about that scene? I love the way they just rip off their like skin.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that.
It's like the fur of the werewolf. It's so cool. Like,
yeah, I was gonna mention
that's
that.
one of my favorite werewolf transformations, just because of how gross it is. Like,
yeah, as soon as I saw it, I was like, well, that's something I've never seen before.
Yeah,
I mean, we've seen werewolves, like people turn into werewolves in movies for
yeah.
I'm gonna exaggerate, like 1,000 years, but
no.
but the point is that I've never seen in a movie someone turn into a werewolf by tearing off their literal skin, and then you can see like all the fur like under the human skin. I had never seen that before.
It's pretty cool. I think I have seen it in like some other movies. I think Ginger Snaps did it, but don't quote me on that because I could be wrong. But yeah, I love it when they rip the skin. I'm also a big fan of like when they just like they morph, like their bones crack and it's like all gross and like painful. I'm into
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. I'm not into like the quick like in Twilight when Jacob just jumps and turns into a big ass wolf. I'm not a fan of that.
I mean, is it a werewolf though?
I don't know. He's just a big dog, you know?
Yeah. Now that I mentioned it, I just remember the last night, uh, when I was at that Halloween party, um, my friends over there, they were talking about this term, like, well, they were saying, like, they were drinking obviously, and they were like, oh, I want a werewolf. And I was like, what? And then his girlfriend was like, oh, like, you are like, if you want to actually werewolf, you got to keep drinking. And I was like, what does that mean? And they finally explained it to me. I don't know if you've heard this term before. Have you?
I don't think so.
Werewolfing.
I've heard
Basically,
of wolf job. I haven't heard of
yeah.
werewolf.
Yeah, no, basically werewolfing is when you drink so much that the next day you're like, you know,
Oh,
you're
you're like, oh,
uh
we're like, where the fuck am I? Like,
no, you're puking.
oh,
And when you're puking, you're basically like, it feels like you're shape shifting.
oh, wow.
Like all the force that it takes.
I've never heard of that. I thought
Yeah, I had
because
never heard of that.
I thought it was like, in like American Werewolf of London, like the dude turns into a werewolf and then he wakes up in the zoo with like the other wolves and he doesn't remember how he got there or like he doesn't remember last night because he was a freaking werewolf. So I thought that's what that meant, that you just get like so drunk that you like end up somewhere else and you're like,
I mean, that could
what did
be
I do
too.
last night? Like the
That,
hangover, but more
that could be
furry,
part of it. It could be
maybe.
part of it. It was mainly the shape shifting like thing
Yeah.
that like
Just like
the
your whole body's being like being forced out of your stomach, basically.
yeah, pretty much.
Honestly, that
And
sounds sick.
it's a pretty cool term, but I was like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
These kids don't get drunk. It's not fun.
Whatever, man. It's Halloween. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Drink,
but anyways,
drink
uh,
responsibly. Don't be idiots like me.
now obviously we see Daniel turning into a wolf and eating Mr. Wilkins, who, I mean, would you say he deserved it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he deserved it.
I mean, he was following the rules of Halloween.
I mean, yeah, but he's sucking the blood of like,
I didn't understand that because at first I really thought that he was a vampire. I was like, I mean, if werewolves are a real thing in
yeah,
this
then,
movie,
then
why not
vampires are real.
vampires?
Yeah, for real.
But it
Excuse
wasn't.
me.
He wasn't a vampire.
No, he's just a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, I was confused, and because like there's the scene where like he shows his teeth, and they
Yeah,
look really real. So I was like,
yeah.
okay, he's a vampire. But
I
then
guess he's just
the
really good at faking it, I guess.
yeah, but the vampire girl just like takes off vampire teeth from his like toy vampire teeth
Yeah,
from his mouth, and I was like, what? I was confused.
yeah, but whatever.
But
Yeah, he deserved to die. I mean, chubby blonde kid, did he deserve to die? I mean,
I was being
he's just
he was being a dick.
he was being a dick. He was smashing all the pumpkins. He was stealing the candy. He didn't check his candy either.
Yeah,
So you know what? Maybe he did deserve to die.
I mean, if you're a dumb kid, yeah.
Sorry, kids. You gotta have at least a 3.0 GPA.
And obviously, okay, so the whole thing with like him killing the kid and everything, it was fucking intense because
Yeah, and the
he
kid
gives
just
him
sorry,
what
but the kid just doesn't die like right away
I
either.
I know. At first, like obviously he gives him that poisoned candy, and he starts like, I thought he was puking blood, but
No,
no, he's
it looks like both. Like
it yeah, it's the lighting because it
it,
looks like it's chocolate but also blood.
yeah, it looks like the best way I can explain this is, to me at least, it looks like like a cherry Dr. Pepper or a cherry Coke, like just a little bit red, but like brown as well.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't totally sure, but and they didn't explain which one it
Yeah,
was, but
it's. I think it's probably both. And
but yeah.
it's gross, dude. He's just like,
Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty intense. It was almost like projectile vomiting.
dude. He was werewolfing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
And I thought he was dead there, but obviously not. He was not dead yet.
yeah. Mr. Wilkins buries him.
He digs up the hole in the ground, and there's already a body in there.
Yeah,
And
maybe it's his wife.
Yeah, I was about to say because he was like making fun. He was like mocking his kid, like because his kid was from the up calling from the window, and he was mocking his kid. He was saying, "Oh, I want mommy to be life again." And that body in there, they don't show who it is, but if it is his wife,
Yeah.
that's pretty intense.
Also, stupid, annoying ass kid, dude.
Oh yeah,
he was like, "Don't
annoying.
forget to help me with the eyes." He said I can go trick or treating. Stupid fucking kid. I thought Mr. Wilkins was gonna kill him the first time I saw this movie.
Yeah,
Because he grabs his head and then
yeah, the scene that you're mentioning, that's the one I was gonna talk about.
But that's such a good twist. Like that's such a good like misdirect.
Yeah, like because like obviously they're done. I mean, he is done burying the body, but he goes inside. His kid scares him like let's go to let's go. They go to the basement. But he grabs a knife, puts it behind his hand. I mean his back, and everyone thinks that he's gonna kill his kid because he was annoying the crap out of him.
Yeah,
and I mean, I would have assumed so as well.
Yeah, and
but
Mr. Wilkins like grabs his head too. Like he grabs the
from behind.
And then you see him stab.
He stabs and then you don't hear anything. And I thought, okay, maybe the knife is gonna be orange and it's gonna be like the pumpkin.
Yeah. But then it's blood. And then you're like, oh, he killed his kid. But then it pans down and the kid's like, or whatever, like he's like all smiling, or it cuts to the actual.
He gives the knife to his son.
Yeah.
And then his son is like, you gotta help me with the eyes. And then that's when it pans to the chubby white kid with the head chopped off. Yeah. And like that was like it blew my mind because that was basically like 2 or 3 twists, like right there.
Yeah, it's very good. It's like very good at like misdirecting you. Like you think,
yeah,
oh,
he made you think this, but then no,
he's gonna kill his kid. Oh, but maybe that's the misdirect. Maybe it's actually a pumpkin. Holy shit, blood on the knife, he killed his kid. And then it's like, oh no, the kid is just a sick freak, just like his dad.
Yeah, he's basically teaching him his ways.
Yeah.
And I mean, that kid is an orphan now.
Yeah. Damn.
Dude, that kid is gonna grow up to be a werewolf.
Batman.
Killer.
Oh, a what?
Batman. Batman.
We're talking about orphans.
I mean, yeah, but werewolves killed his dad, dude. So.
Oh, you know what? Maybe he's gonna have like a werewolf head. He's gonna be like, I need help with the eyes. And he's gonna be like,
I mean, honestly, that kind of sounds like a cool idea.
Yeah,
if there we go for a trick or treat too.
Trick or treat sequel. Have an actual vampire. Have Billy kill werewolves. And then he gets killed. And a ghost.
I mean, you can't forget Sam. He has to come out again.
Yeah, Sam's gonna come out, obviously.
No, and then we see also the kids with Rhonda. I mean, that whole thing was like also kind of frightening, like a little frightening because they did the whole story about the kids and they wanted to get rid of the parents wanted to they're like embarrassed of their own kids.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know, they have a bunch of like, I don't know what exactly they have because they don't say, but they have like some mental issues or something like that. It's like,
yeah, they don't specifically say like what the kids have, but they're obviously
they obviously require like a lot of help and like attention. Like they have them chained up on the bus, like pobrecitos, like they don't really like, they can't really do anything.
I don't think they're like they would always be chained up. I just think they were chained up because they were gonna like.
Oh no, I thought that was like this their seat belts because I thought that since they were um since they
Yeah, I
would
guess
have
so.
behaviors basically, I thought they were like it was just to keep them like restrained. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But I mean, it also makes sense that they just had him restrained because of the bus thing. But
Yeah, because
one of them manages to like escape
yeah,
and
he gets anxiety and then he
yeah, that causes the rest of them to get anxious too, and they basically like
the bus
start
drives off the cliff.
they start freaking out. Yeah, and they try to drive back, but they drive forward, and the bus goes and just
Yeah, all the kids were basically drowned and they died. But the bus driver didn't die, and that was the whole story. That the other kids, the ones with Rhonda, I don't remember their names.
I
Um,
know one of them is named Chip, and the other one is named Marcy.
wasn't there one Schrader? Or
Yeah,
no?
Schrader. Schrader.
Yeah,
I don't know the
but
girl. I don't remember the girl with the big braces. I don't remember her.
yeah, I don't remember either. But I mean, those kids are fucked up, bro. Like
Yeah,
they were
I
doing that.
mean, uh, at the end, like you can tell. Well, so they prank Rhonda. They scare her, and
Yeah,
and
they
and
told her
it
the whole they
works.
told her the whole story, and then they made it seem like the kids
Came
that
back.
died, yeah, 30 years ago, they came back to kill Rhonda, but something goes wrong, and Rhonda falls back, and they think Rhonda's dead, and it's all they reveal that it's all a trick.
Yeah, and so Schrader tries to like comfort Rhonda. Chip feels kind of bad. The other girl's kind of scared, but not really. Marcy's like being a bitch because Marcy's a bitch.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, they all go back to like get the jack-o'-lanterns. They put them out, and this is what causes the actual like zombie kids to come out of the water, and they just they drag away the one girl, the one I can't remember the name, and Rhonda's
yeah, the
back
one with
in
the braces.
yeah Rhonda's back in the elevator, and the other three, Chip, Marcy, and Schrader, catch up to Rhonda, and Schrader's like, please let us in, whatever. Like this is real. But either Rhonda's like, nah, this is another prank, or she's like, nah, I'm gonna let you guys die. She just goes up on the elevator.
Nah, she knew.
Yeah, I
She
think she knew because
definitely knew.
she has that look that she's like,
No, but also because like she explained the whole thing about with Samhain, the whole
"Mhm,
spirit Halloween, whatever. Um, she definitely knew something that they didn't,
right,
and she let them die for sure.
yeah. So
And I thought it was really cool that when she was like walking off, you see Sam, and Sam basically just like approves of what she
yeah,
did.
yeah, he's like cool, like respect, all that. But it's so cool because I mean, in when Rhonda's like walking away from the elevator, you just hear the kids screaming and like just flesh ripping and like arms breaking. You don't
Yeah,
see it, but you hear it, and it's pretty scary. I remember watching that as a kid. I was like, why did the kids die?
yeah. I mean, they deserved it.
I mean, yeah, they deserve it. Now that I'm adult, I'm like, fuck them kids. But when I saw this movie when I was younger, I was like, why?
I mean, they deserved. I mean, even from the beginning, where when they picked up Rhonda, I mean, they called her uh
Yeah.
a slur. So since then, I was like, okay, no, these kids, something's gonna happen to them.
I mean, I feel like the one that mainly deserved it was Marcy, just because she's like
The main boss bitch
the
of the
main
group.
boss. Yeah. I I don't like using bitch like as an actual like insult, you know what I mean? Like
Oh, but that's
I
part
like
of the
calling
story.
myself like a bitch, you know what I mean? But Marcy's a bitch, like
Yeah,
actually.
it's part of the story. Like that's how it's
Yeah.
supposed to be. I mean, when a character's supposed to be a bitch, it's okay to call them a
Yeah.
bitch. I
Yeah. I agree.
mean. And
Um
then we go to the bus driver who, at first you didn't know who was the bus driver, but that's when it's revealed that he was the bus driver that still lived because no one knew what happened to him.
yeah, and so Sam visits him and like just wrecks his crap. Like he breaks his arm. He does he kill the dog? I don't know if he kills the dog,
They show. I mean, they you hear like the dog whimpering, but
but they don't
they
show
don't
anything.
show it.
So I'm gonna
So
pretend the dog's alive. Spike is alive. So
because we don't want to imagine the dead dog.
yeah, this isn't Halloween. This is trick or treat. There's no dead dogs here.
Sam's not a psychopath.
Yeah, Sam's not a freak. So yeah, basically Sam visits Krieg's house to like make him feel bad for killing all those kids and to
Mhm.
act on the spirit of Halloween. So because before trick or treaters would come to his house, he would scare them with his dog. And Sam is kind of like forcing him to give out candy to share in the holiday spirit
Mhm.
at the end of the movie. But then he gets one last knock and he opens the door and it's all the zombie bus driver kids. And I forget what he says. I forget what the main kid says, but he says something before they like.
For sure, they just say like trick or treat.
Oh, okay, I guess yeah.
Yeah, but no, but like before they go to kill the bus driver, like the whole scene with like Sam in the house, it was so cool because like you said, he was like knocking or like he was beating
He
the
was
fuck out of
beating
the
his ass
bus.
up. Yeah,
Yeah, and like it was really cool detail also because like Sam dropped like knives and candies on the
yeah,
stairs,
it's awesome.
and
Yeah,
his hands are all bloody with like glass and like knives, like they're basically cut up,
and
and he can't even grab his shotgun anymore.
and this is when you see like Sam make his weapon first. So like he gets a lollipop and he like bites it, and then it's like all sharp, and he uses it to stab
Yeah,
or
he
like
stabs the bus driver, but there was a chocolate on his chest, so he stabbed the chocolate, and then he just ate the chocolate.
oh yeah yeah
He stabs it, so the chocolate saved the bus driver for now.
yeah yeah. He's like, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was a really cool detail, and
But
but do you think like that Sam like forgave him, or he just like gave up, or he was like, no,
no,
let's let the kids take care of it, like the other
I
kids?
I think Sam was like, okay, well, this is a warning. So if you don't do the Halloween crap, like I'll get you for real. But then Sam knew like, oh, the kids are coming to get you anyways. So
Yeah, the zombie kids.
yeah, so might as well like I don't know. So might as well learn your lesson for right now, and but just know that you're not safe. Basically,
Yeah,
is what I think.
yeah, because he let him go, but I mean, they still killed him anyway.
Yeah. Also, Sam is awesome because like all those candy weapons and like all the like it's just so cool like that he has like a cool sack filled with like a bunch of stuff. It's like that's why I like I don't think Krampus is like necessarily like a good movie, but the villain design and like making Santa evil and like having like a bag of presents and stuff like that, I think that's really cool. That's really interesting like character design, I guess it's called. But yeah,
Yeah,
Sam
the
is
design
awesome.
is really cool.
Like
Yeah,
especially
it's
when he
like the
gets
whole
his
thing.
when he's a pumpkin and he gets shot and it's just like pumpkin guts everywhere.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing. Like I really like that they made it like practical looking.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just so cool that it's like a like he doesn't use a knife. He doesn't use like whatever other cliche, like he uses candy and other Halloween related things to kill
Mhm. I mean, he used that same Halloween, like the pumpkin candy,
the
to,
lollipop. Yeah.
yeah, to kill the first lady from the beginning.
hmm It's just so cool.
Yeah, it was
I
really cool.
normally I would say like because he's so tiny, I can take him, but I don't feel like I can take Sam.
Nah, dude. I mean, you saw he's basically immortal. So
Yeah, yeah. What the you know what? I would make some pumpkin pie. That's what I would do.
make it look like Sam.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of would have liked to seen a little bit more of the background of Sam,
No,
or
I
like how
think
he came to be.
I think he works really well because
No,
that
he works really well. Of course, I really like this movie at all,
yeah
and it's great. But I know, but sometimes I just like to go a little bit more detail in
yeah.
some things.
So sometimes when it comes to horror, I'm like I'd rather let it be unexplained just to make it more mysterious for me, just to make it more creepy. Because sometimes I feel like I can't rewatch a movie like once I know the twist or the explanation, then I'm like, uh, then what's the point of me rewatching it? There's no mystery, there's no intrigue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, that's just me. That like I just prefer sometimes. But no, I mean this movie works really well, and that's why I will rate this movie an 8.5 uh jack o' lanterns, I guess.
Yeah, you know what? I would give it the same score, 8.5. Uh, 8.5 sexy werewolf ladies out of 10.
Oh yeah. Now I'm a fan of that.
Yeah. I'm not talking about before they turn into werewolves. I'm talking about when they're werewolves.
Yeah, that's how I like
That's what I'm into.
it.
Oh no. People are gonna
All
think we're
right.
furries now.
Dude. I mean, no, never mind.
You're gonna be like, dude, have you seen their ears though?
Oh, dude, no. What's your persona, dude?
Mine would be what's something cool? What's something that because I always see dogs and like lions and shit.
Dude, I've
Um
seen fucking dragons.
dragons these balls roll.
Oh my
What's the joke? Dragging these balls.
god.
I want to be something cool, like what's a cool animal?
I don't know, dude.
What's a sexy animal?
That's not the right question you should be asking.
No, dude, you know what all that furry art reminds me of? I don't know if you've seen them, but there's like a bunch of NFTs going around. That's like it basically looks like furry art. Like it's just like a lion, like it's just a dude that looks like a lion. Like
I just want you guys to know that I do not condone whatever Sebastian is talking about.
no, yeah, I mean I don't like NFTs. Besides nice fat titties, but um, I'm just saying that there's been some NFTs where it's like a portrait of like a lion, and it's like I don't know who drew it, but I'm sorry to criticize you, but it's like the shittiest lion I've ever seen in my life. It's like a Disney reject, but it reminds me of like furry art, like beginner furry art. And I
I
can't
mean,
I and
I'm not into
I
this.
can't believe there's a market like for that. I can't believe people buy stuff and then they're like, yeah, I own this picture, but it's like, dude, you can just right click and save. Like,
Honestly, I don't understand the whole thing with NFT, but NFT, but that's a whole nother
yeah.
conversation.
And also they're bad for the environment. So
Yeah, I agree. But anyways, we already set the rating of this movie. General opinion.
sorry about talking about furries. I was
If you're a furry, please don't hate us.
yeah, no disrespect or anything. It's just
No
something that
disrespect.
I would never do. Just an
Look,
observation.
no disrespect, but Loki, it's hilarious.
Like you do you know, you have them, it's your money, it's your life. Fuck it, you know.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
I should have
But you gotta, but you also learn how. No, you gotta learn how to take a joke. Like, come on,
I
dude.
I
We're just
shouldn't have
joking
said
around here.
I shouldn't have said fuck it when it came to talking about furries.
No, dude. But like I said, no, I'm saying you gotta learn how to take a joke. Like, come on, it's
Yeah.
funny.
It's all
It's
just
funny to talk
it's all
about.
just funny, you know,
Yeah,
like
it's all jokes.
like make fun of us because we have a podcast. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. All right. General opinion of
Make
this
fun of us because
movie.
we like Quentin Tarantino. Who cares? Red
Uh,
flag right there. What's the bigger red flag? Being a furry, liking Quentin Tarantino. It's like pretty even.
yeah, they're
But
even. I would say they're even.
yeah,
Okay. General opinion. This movie. This movie's great. We like we said, we both rated it an 8.5. Jack
yeah,
o' lanterns and sexy werewolves.
yes, sir.
And like we said, you go check out this movie. I did not mention where you can see it, but right
Oh, it's
now,
on HBO Max.
yes, you can see it on HBO Max, and it does also say Hulu Premium subscription, but I don't know
No,
if you can watch that there.
when it says Hulu Premium subscription, it means you have to have an add-on. So it
Oh,
probably means Hulu with the HBO Max add-on.
okay. See, there you go.
Yeah,
So,
it's weird that they do that, but I don't know.
I don't know, but anyways, that's the end of the episode. It was really fun to talk about this movie, really fun to watch it, And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Is there anything else you want to add before we go?
I don't know what movie we're doing after this. But
I
as
think
far
we're talking
as
about the Eternals.
dude, I don't want to see that movie.
We have to. It's in your schedule.
Okay, I guess since it's on the schedule, we have to watch Eternals. But as
Yes.
far as spooky Halloween movies go, this is the end.
Yeah. This is the end of our Halloween specials for our movies. Please let us know if you guys enjoyed the episode. Please let us know what movies you want to talk about. We already have a schedule of movies we're going to talk about for the rest of the year, but it doesn't matter. You can let us know whatever movie you want us to talk about. We'll talk about it sooner or later. And like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. You guys know we have Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. We have everything. Follow us.
We have a LinkedIn. We
I
have
don't think we
a
actually do have a LinkedIn.
obviously not. Wait, LinkedIn.
No, but we could have one.
We have a Blackboard. You can find us on there. We have a. I'm trying to think of other unrelated stuff. I can't think of anything, so whatever. Bye. I was trying to be funny. Whatever. I'm not funny. Shut up.
Yeah, anyways, go follow us on our social medias. Let us know what you want us to talk about next. And let us know what you thought about this episode. And also if you enjoy Halloween, what you're gonna dress up as, anything. Let us know.
So by when will this video come out? Because when this video comes out, it might already be November. So let us know what you dressed up as.
Yeah, let us know what you dressed up as.
Or let us know what you did on Halloween.
Yeah, and if you want, you can send us a picture through Twitter what you dressed up as.
Yeah,
especially
if you're a werewolf.
If you guys know, I dressed up as Spider-Man, so you can be anything you want for Halloween. I hope you guys have fun, or if you watch this after Halloween, I hope you had fun. And to see you for the next one.
Yeah, what are we gonna talk about next Halloween? Crazy. Oh, you know what we should do? We should do Krampus on Christmas. That's what we should talk about.
We could. Yeah, we could.
So just let us know. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, guys. Bye-bye.